I'm sure we all love being kids, barely any work and not having to worry about anything but the YouTube video you're going to watch. But what if I told you that some kids have died horrible deaths? So make sure to like and subscribe if you want a million Robux. This first case actually shocked me because it was their own parent that did it to them. Like, can you imagine your own parent trying to crush you to death? I can't, but that's exactly what happened to this poor boy.
The woman who sat on her son and crushed him to death, Jennifer Wilson. One day, the son ran away to a neighbor's house and Jennifer Wilson reported it to the police. After reporting the police, the son was then returned home. After the mother and son were alone, the son was acting up and throwing himself on the ground in front of the house. Because the son was complaining, the 340-pound woman then sat on top of her 90-pound son and was crushing him to death. The woman apparently thought the son wasn't really dying and she thought he was faking it the whole time.
If my child was screaming and begging for me to stop, I would probably take that as a sign that I'm going way too far.
Until she got up and noticed that his eyelids were pale. The woman was sitting on her son for at least 5 minutes straight. The son was not breathing and he didn't have a pulse, and was taken to the hospital, but was taken off of life support 2 days later. Before his death, the son said that the mother was abusive and would slap his face, and the mother wasn't his biological mother, it was his foster mother. The whole thing was caught on camera, and all you can hear is the boy screaming in pain. Jennifer Wilson was soon arrested and is only facing up to 6 years in prison.
I feel so bad for that boy, especially since he looks extremely young and he probably just thought that his mom was trying to play with him. Each like on this video equals a prayer for the poor boy. This next place is probably where I wouldn't expect anyone to get hurt, but someone actually managed to injure themselves badly when they were on the toilet. Let's find out how.
The man who died in a toilet.
Naoyuki Kano.
In a small village in Japan, back in 1989, 26-year-old Naoyuki managed to fit himself into a squatting toilet. Nobody knows how he was able to fit into this tiny toilet. He was 5 feet 7 inches in height, so he wasn't really tall. Even if you were remarkably smaller, it'd still be difficult to fit in. Naoyuki went inside the toilet tank head first, and ended up stuck in this position. Nobody really knows why he wanted to go through the 14-inch wide tank. But a lot of people thought he wanted to stalk women because of how his face was below the toilet seat.
This is actually kind of creepy when you think about it. Like, why would you want to do that?
The first person to find out about this was a 23-year-old school teacher who went to use the restroom. The teacher looked at the toilet and saw a human face below, so she called the police immediately. Naoyuki's body was eventually removed, but he was no longer alive. After further investigations, his death was caused by hypothermia because of how cold Japan was during that time.
I honestly thought he died because he couldn't breathe in the toilet. But this is definitely one of the weirder deaths we've seen so far. I'm sure most of us play or watch sports and have even maybe gone to watch sports live. But what if I told you that a young girl died while going to watch her favorite sport? It sounds crazy, but our friend is about to explain how it happened.
This young girl was killed at a hockey game. In 2002, a NHL game was going on and fans were very engaged. Among them was 13-year-old Brittany Cecil, a bright and cheerful girl who had recently developed a love for hockey. This was a special outing for her, a birthday gift from her dad, who wanted to share his passion for the sport with his daughter.
What makes this even sadder is that this was on her birthday. I can't even imagine what the dad would have been thinking. This would definitely be one of the worst days in my life.
As the game progressed, the puck was struck hard, ricocheting off a player's stick. The crowd watched in awe as it soared into the stands, a common but thrilling occurrence in hockey. But then, in a split second, the excitement turned to horror. The puck flew into the crowd and struck Brittany in the head. The impact was brutal. She collapsed into her seat, clutching her head as those around her screamed for help. Paramedics rushed to her side as her father looked on, helpless and horrified. Brittany was conscious but visibly in pain. She was taken to the hospital where doctors initially believed her injuries were manageable. What no one realized was that the blow had caused a tear in her vertebral artery, a critical blood vessel in her neck. Over the next 48 hours, a blood clot formed, cutting off circulation to her brain. And on March 18th, just 2 days after the incident, Brittany succumbed to her injuries. The once vibrant girl who had come to celebrate her love for hockey was now gone, leaving her family in unimaginable grief. She was just 13 years old.
13 is really young and really makes me appreciate that I am safe, happy, and healthy. This also kinda makes me scared to go and watch games live, just because there's so many bad things that could happen. Hockey also used to be one of my favorite sports, so this makes this story hit a lot harder. I know that our parents always tell us that we should eat fruit and vegetables with our food, and sometimes we may not like it. But what if I told you there was a man who died because he ate too much vegetables, specifically carrots, which I find strange because growing up I was told that carrots improve out eyesight.
This man overdosed on carrots. Basil Brown was a man ahead of his time, an English health enthusiast who believed the key to longevity was in what you consumed. But his obsession with a so-called superfood led to an unusual and horrifying death. In the 1970s, Basil Brown was captivated by the health benefits of carrot juice. He drank it religiously, convinced it could cleanse his body and fortify his soul. But Basil wasn't just sipping on a glass or two, he was consuming up to 10 gallons a week. As days turned into weeks, Basil's friends and family noticed something alarming. His skin began to change, turning a strange, almost glowing orange color.
This would creep me out so bad. My guy is out here looking more orange than Donald Trump himself, and surely he noticed that his skin was changing color.
Basil's excessive carrot juice intake caused hypovitamosis a rare and dangerous condition. Vitamin A in large doses is toxic. It overwhelms the liver, leading to severe damage and even failure. But Basil dismissed the warnings, believing he was on path to perfect health. One day, after weeks of relentless consumption, Basil fell ill. Nausea, dizziness, and abdominal pain overwhelmed him. His liver could no longer cope, and the toxicity spread through his body like poison. When help finally arrived, it was too late. Basil was found lifeless, his body a chilling reminder of the extremes he had pushed it to. An autopsy confirmed the cause of death, acute liver damage caused by a toxic overdose of vitamin A.
This is why it is important to take things in moderation. Too much of anything is not good for you at all. I'm sure we've all been to an amusement park, but there was the one guy that dropped his phone near the roller coaster, and I don't really want to get into detail about what happened next.
Worst ways people have died.
This is definitely one of the most horrific ways to pass, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. If you made it to the end, make sure to like and subscribe and comment peaches to confuse the rest.